Bahaitsu, madume khafeli. Your eyes are still firmly glued on Mzansi Fundiz, where we discuss anything and everything that has to do with Disquiamo Mzansi. But I know it's international. Gentlemen, the passport to the Twile, ki show man go tlapenya ha mampoza ba go last page. Hape ne bali busy but
It's a new passport. It's such a new passport. Even other people, PhD wants to be a member of Sundowns.
Come on,
you have a family.
What are the benefits?
PhD. And West, what are the tricks to that team?
Oh, Marawar Shasha or Bamu member. And the invite was only for family members. Sundowns.
Come Sundowns. Ask a couple of little.
But how what I met a mamel.
You know, coming to America has people saying, I was invited. By who? Tell us by who. And then you go there, you demand to see the chairman. You say, what of honor?
I don't know any politics, there's a New Jersey that was launched. So,
hey man, Barba International. If you look at the way that Sundowns and their sponsors have gone about doing it, it's a kid that it's pushing the boundaries. Because you know, if it was according to tradition, Sundowns would have stuck to the club colors and that's it. And I mean, the kit was launched in New York. There's a runway in New York. You see players. The blue one is a must for me. I know the home kit is nice, but the blue one for me. But hey, you're rubbing shoulders with the best in the world. Because if you look at who they're doing this with, you're looking at the likes of Dortmund that are there. You're looking at the likes of Manchester City that are there. So hey, well done, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Definitely putting you on the map.
No. The map is there. Fashion is our thing now.
Tell you for free. They consulted somewhere.
You know, as a member of
yeah, Jessica gave advice or into the Mesha. PhD point.
All right, Lufuno.
Yeah.
Hona le a re bue ka taba tsa ball because batho ba ba lendile ba re ha ba fitso lenda kwa America ku tla batho ba baya ba rai ba chaile pilot ba ska tima engine I tlwele rana.
Yeah, I totally disagree with it. If we are talking about the Sundowns team that is there, you are looking at 80% of Hugo Broos team. That is the team that finished third in the African Cup of Nations not long ago. You are talking about Kudisom Dao, one of the best right back in Africa. You are talking about Tebogo, who can hold himself against any international player in the country. Sundowns got the players. The issue is, will the coach be able to come to the party?
And I mean, we've complained about the coach.
No. Sundowns got the players. They've got Mushishi, they've got Allende, they've got Ribeiro. Sundowns got quality players that can hold themselves against any team.
But I think, Gox, the one thing about the Club World Cup is that it allows you to rub shoulders and test your strength. Because normally you play within your own silo, you're in Africa and that's where you are. And there used to be a week's tournament whereby it would be the continental winners and that's it. But now you get to actually see what are you like against the Europeans. I mean, you look at Ahly, you look at Esperance and you look at Tembingosi Loch, the poster boy of Wydad. Those are the things that you look at and say, as African teams, I know there are famous people who have said everybody is coming back in the first round, but you've got to be able to say, being there, being able to participate and be able to rub shoulders with the best, it actually tests your strength to see how far you are. Where are you in terms of global football and being able to do that?
And it's not about participating. It's about competing. Because if you've been following the trends in the world football, you look at the World Cup, the teams that have been surprise packaged in the World Cup. Football has got no names anymore. That you are a big name, you guaranteed to get results.
I mean, when Senegal is England.
Absolutely. Just a day before or so, we saw, Senegal beating England. Where were they beating? They were not beating them in Africa. They were beating them in the ground. So those are the players that really, if you look at football is dynamics. I mean, it's changed. You've got players. It's about the moment. If you plan for the moment, you look at Morocco in the World Cup. Where did they finish? Did you give them a chance that they will be in the top four? No. So football has changed. Even if you look at come back in Africa, you look at the African Cup of Nations that we just witnessed, the last edition. You look at teams that have surprised everybody, and you look at the winners, Ivory Coast. They had to come back from the back door, sneak in, so that they can come in and.
That's when the favorites are they had to rude awakening.
And just to add on what Lufuno is saying, and if you play the moment right, Ivory Coast were literally gone and out. People were picking up. But at that moment in time, and when you get given an opportunity, utilize it. And what you're getting now is that Jose Ribeiro gets to test himself with Ahly. I mean, you see who they'll be playing in their side. You look at Esperance. All those teams that are champions in their own country, big weights in the continent. Now you get to be able to say, let's test ourselves against this team. Let's test ourselves against the Man Cities. Let's test against the Dortmund and see what is it that will be able to come, the Juventuses of this world, and be able to show. Now I just want Jose to beat Miami guys.
Lufuno, let's look at the squad composition at Sundowns. There were players that were left behind. Tapelo Maseko, Karwamisile, Le Terence Godisa. Is this an indication now it's time to say goodbye?
Yeah, but to be honest, when the new coach arrived at Sundowns, he said Sundowns got lots of players. He needs to trim his team. And that's a fact. He is actually doing that, and of course he cannot.
But he brought in even his own players.
But you cannot take everyone, Lekoko. The fact of the matter that you need a team that is manageable. You need to work with a group of players that you know that you are able to control, you are able to influence in terms of tactics and otherwise. And the coach has picked the team that he has picked. It does not necessarily mean the players are leaving. They might stay because Sundowns is coming back in South Africa. They're going to have a long season. They're still going to go to the Champions League. They're going to play. Almost every cup Sundowns will end up probably in the semi-final. So they always play more games than any other team in South Africa. That means as well, you also need the resources, you need the players to be able to complement that heavy schedule. So let's not read everything. If they have to go, it's okay. Then they will get to play football somewhere else.
But Lufuno, just to add on to that, Terence Mashiko's contract was extended, right?
Yeah.
But being left, because remember, the FIFA Club also gives you a squad size that you need to be able to come with. So there's certain numbers that you need to be able to fit and be able to do. When you look at, for example, Mabena's going, and those are the youngsters that you're saying, and Sundowns have always done that. They'll always travel like a small village because
you must also in the team.
He's in the squad. No, but Sales is in the squad. But what you get is that the likes of Mabena get to be able to experience what it's like.
So how does Mabena get to be ahead? I mean, Mabena Nalimate Hadlan. How does he get to be ahead of Terence? And I know maybe
not even
in terms of position.
Talk about Maseko, because the coach has played Maseko in cup.
Oh, let's then look at it. If you're looking at left back, you've got Mudiba, you've got Divine, you are sorted in the channel. So you must take all your left backs. You must take all your right backs.
No, right back,
no, but if you look at Morena, where does Morena normally plays up front? So he's a versatile player. So
Zuka.
Morena, what you've got to be able to do is to say, how do you manage? Because when you look at it, Morena in the national team plays up front. Morena has played up front, even in the finals. When he came on, where was he playing? He wasn't playing at the back. He was playing up front. So he's a versatile player. It gives you that versatility. But what you've got to be able to do, give as many guys an opportunity of traveling, being in these tournaments, and come back with the experience, say, this is how you behave, this is how you, and you are part of the team in terms of moving forward.
Lufuno, let's wrap it up. I look at the amount of people that have either touched South Africa or are from South Africa that are going to be that side. Does this now put us on the map as a country and not necessarily Mamelodi Sundowns?
Just really disappointed that Pep lied. He's not going there. Rulani was not going there. He was looking forward. I've heard his interviews. You can see he was really looking forward to go there. But as it is, and PSL has enough representatives besides Sundowns. You got Jose, you got Lord.
But they don't represent PSL.
No, they do. They touch there. They are products of the PSL.
You're there.
Or you mean as byproduct?
Yeah, byproduct.
You know, it means that there's something that we're doing right in this country in terms of football.
Definitely something that we're doing right in this country in terms of football, and something that we're doing right as a panelist. I mean, we get to discuss about things that are happening workant. Do make sure you stay with us. Harbo will unpack a bit further on what's happening in South African football. Second half.